What's going on, guys? JSGC 171 here, and we're here for another Manchester City transfer update. Now, we'll cover quickly if any of these deals have collapsed or happened or I've missed anything. Let me know in the comments, and also if I have missed anything, I'm not that intentionally, and if also any deals have not been mentioned or they've gone through and I'm a little bit inaccurate with anything, then that's due to the sources either being wrong or I put this video up whilst the information's come out. I apologise for that. I do it 24 hours in before anything's been announced, so if anything happens in 24 hours, I do apologise. I'll cover it in the next episode, which, because the transfer window is closed next week, probably do it earlier next week and we'll get through them. Why not? So we'll get through them. There's absolutely loads to get through. It's got really busy, so I'm going to try and get through this as quickly as possible. First up, Jonny Evans. He's close to joining Man City, apparently. Apparently he joins next week. Well, he has to join next week. Why? Because the window closes. We need a centre-back, okay? We need a centre-back for backup for Otamendi, because we've not got a centre-back that can operate on the left-hand side of defence. Stones nicely slots in the centre on the right. Company the same, but they're both not left-footed, okay? Otamendi likes slotting in there, so we could do with a left-footed central defender or a player that can at least operate there. Jonny Evans covers that. 20 to 30 million pounds. Who knows what the fee's going to be? Apparently they want 40 million pounds. We'll see what happens there. And if that deal does not happen, it collapses, the stall, they've been priced out. Ben Gibson is on the backup. Again, 20, 30 million pound Man City value him at. And so they'll probably be signing one of Evans or Gibson. Whether that's like, you know, dicing with the devil or not, I do not know. Is it like just buying not very good players on both hands, or are you happy with that? Let me know in the comments. Now, another bit of business. I expect Man City to make at least one, maybe two more signings before the window closes. Personally, I'd go for another centre-back and another left-back. That'd be my choice. Links with Aaron Martin from Espanyol. Now, Espanyol are desperate to sell. They want to raise some money so they can improve on their squad depth, I think. So they're willing to accept a cut price bid. And Man City's made a bid of 20 million euros, according to sources in Spain. Now, they value him at around 30 million euros. You see where this is going again. We've covered this before. So that may well happen. He's a left-back from Spain. I don't know anything about him, I'm afraid. I'm sure there's quite a few other people that do. Should probably check them out on YouTube rather than me, because I don't know a lot about him. But apparently, he may well be coming as well. So a centre-back and a left-back were getting linked with defence. Now, the Sun newspaper, let's all laugh, okay? The Sun newspaper, they've said that Man City are willing to make a £250 million bid for Lionel Messi. Wow! Okay, first things first. It's been denied by his agent that they've had meetings with Man City. I couldn't imagine Pep Guardiola signing Lionel Messi. He loves Barcelona too much. You wouldn't want him to ever leave, if I'm completely being honest with you. His contract is up as of end of next season. Maybe they might go in for him in January, but Man City have spent so much money improving on the team. They've not really got £250 million because they've signed other players to improve on the squad. We're not PSG, where we just spend a load of money because they've got no financial fair play in France, and they're just having to not sign anybody so they can comply within the European rules. All a bit of a joke, really, but you know, that's not happening. Another one that's unlikely, apparently Man City were going in one final bid, £70 million for Alexis Sanchez. I don't really believe that either. Again, I don't think we've got £70 million to be splashing out on one player. They're looking to sign one or two for £20–30 million, so I can imagine spending at most £50 million, I imagine, maybe. That's with the outgoings as well coming in. So Sanchez, don't think's happening. I think Man City are going to be patient. Maybe wait till January. Maybe wait till the end of the season if he doesn't sign a new deal. We'll have to see for that. Playing the waiting game, I'm afraid. That one looks distant. I'll be surprised if it happens. Leads us nicely onto the outgoings. In fact, there's already been a couple confirmed signing in Nasri. As you've watched my videos, you will know that he is signed for Antalyaspor. Now, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I asked if I was pronouncing it right in my other video. I've not been corrected on it, so I presume that I'm close enough. €3.5 million. They're paying his wage. He's off the wage. They've got a little bit of money for him. Okay, it's not the £8 million that it was first reported, but there you go, €5 million less. So they might want to make that back. And trying to make that back links us in with Wilfred Bony, or Bony. Wilfred Bony close to joining Swansea. Swansea have made a £12 million sorry, a £10 million bid. Man City value him at £12 million. They might try and hold out for £12 million as well. So that'll see them get a couple of extra £1 million that they'll make back from it being disappointing with the Sammy Nasri transfer. Now, a little bit more. Nemane has joined Rangers on a season-long loan. Good luck to him. That's confirmed. That's done. So he's up in Glasgow for the season. With Mangala, he's also close to leaving. He's been demanding a move to Inter Milan on loan. If he does leave, that opens up a centre-back option, and I'm almost certain Man City will be signing a centre-back if he does leave. That they want it sorted within, probably by the weekend. They want it sorting. They made a loan bid. They've stalled. Everything's been stalled over the last few days or so. The big problem is the obligation to buy. Man City want them to loan him and have to sign him next season. Inter Milan don't want to do that. So they're just playing him about, and I'll be very disappointed if we don't get an obligation to buy. So that's where the stumbling point is. Will Man City get an obligation to buy, or will they not? Will they get desperate? Inter Milan may play the waiting game. Man City don't really have time if they need to sign them centre-backs. It'll be a disaster if we sign a centre-back and end up holding on to Mangala as well. Not good for Mangala, not really good for Man City either. So hopefully we'll have more clarification on that. Maybe by this weekend, who knows? Doesn't really help that we've got games going on this weekend as well. So I don't imagine there's going to be much transfers this weekend. Literally leaves us with, what, 4 days? Crazy. Zinchenko, another one linked with a loan move to Italy. He's been linked with Man City's Champions League opponents in the group stage, Napoli. Apparently, Napoli are going to be putting in a little loan fee. Not a lot, a few £100,000 there. And then if he makes 25 appearances for Napoli, then they'll make the £6 million or €6 million, I think it is. Well, the currency's near enough the same now these days. The pound's going down. €6 million bid, which will see him sign for them. What constitutes 25 appearances, I don't know. Is that 25 appearances with 1 minute off the bench? How many minutes do you need to play? Is him just in the starting 11? Does that count as the appearance? Who knows? Who knows? I imagine they're quite sneaky, the Italians, these days with the transfers, that they'll play him 24 times out of the first 24 games and not play him again because they don't want to pay it, and they just get him a loan for a couple £100,000. Who knows? Talking of more craziness, Sancho still not being sorted just yet. He's at Spurs are after him. A couple of clubs in Europe are after him. I know Borussia Dortmund are also monitoring the situation. He can leave for free. Compensation does need agreeing with Man City. Worst comes to worst, that gets sorted in court. We'll have to see what happens to him. He'll probably leave. I don't think it matters even if it's before deadline day or after. He's not going to be featuring the first squad sides for these clubs anyway. Certainly not at Man City. There you go. That's the outs. And breathe. Okay, now next up we've got the last little bit of news. Girona, I said last week, were close to being taken over by the CFG. Not necessarily the fact. They're now kind of like co-owned. The CFG have now bought a 44% share in Girona from Spain. And the other 44% of the club has gone to Pep Guardiola's brother. So there's kind of like a co-ownership there. And this is due to a European issue, okay? There's a European issue that if they get in the Champions League and Man City get in the Champions League, the team that finishes higher gets the European place. So Man City don't really want that situation. Are the CFG going to sell maybe a 1% share so Pep Guardiola's brother becomes a majority shareholder? There's 12% owned by minority shareholders as well. So we'll have to see how well Girona do as to whether that becomes an issue or not. Quite interesting that for the news. Not really to do with the transfers, but it does impact for what's happening around in Europe, because maybe that might mean that Man City loan a couple more players out to Girona now they're part of the CFG. Who knows? So we'll see you again probably earlier on next week for a transfer update again. There'll probably be a lot of videos coming up, actually. It might end up being about 1 or 2 a day, certainly. If the players end up leaving, I need to do videos on them. So keep an eye out for that. So don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to leave a big thumbs up if you like the video. Don't forget to leave any comments, any of your opinions, or any of the comments that you literally want to make. So it's been JSGC 171. We'll have a nice day. Peace. Ciao for now.